Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this afternoon I'm going to be doing two things. First of all, I'm going to be reviewing this, which is the Maono PD200X dynamic mic. And I'm also going to be doing a comparison against this, which is what I was using before I got a USB audio interface and before I got the dynamic mic. So this is the RODE VideoMic Me, and that's a TRRS device that just plugs directly into the mic input of the iPad. So yeah, much more convenient and quicker to get things down on tape. But we're going to see if a setup like this with the proper full-size dynamic mic and something like this, which is my Presonus AudioBox iOne, we're going to see if that's going to be a big improvement over this. So first of all, I'll just run through the equipment that I've got set up now. And what I will say is, doing things this way with a USB interface, it just takes a lot longer to set up. There's just a lot more faffing about, and it's going to take you a while to set things up. And that's, I mean, if you haven't got it already set up, that's going to be a little bit discouraging if you want to get something down quick. So, that's why I've loved using this so far, because it's quick and also it's mobile. But I've done a full review of this on another video on the blog, so check it out if you want to hear more about that. So yeah, so back to the setup, right? So this is my iPad. It's running Garageband. So it's not a fancy iPad. It's just a box standard 7th generation standard model. This is the Presonus AudioBox iOne, which is, it's a really good USB audio interface. And the reason I got it is because I want to move away from using the microphone. For one, it's too noisy if you want to record, electric guitar direct in. But again, I've done another video on the Presonus. I'll put the links in the description of this video. And also for monitoring purposes, I've got this, which is my Laney Lion with battery powered amp. So this is just for purposes of, so that you can hear things on the video, which is quite important. So yeah, so iPad plugged into this via it's the standard iPad connector. This is not a USB-C, it's standard, but that's what's great about the AudioBox one. You can, you don't need any other connections. There's a direct out into the iPad. That's what it's designed for. It's great. Yeah, and there, so basically in there, from there, just a mic lead to this. So that's that. That's the setup. Right. So what I've done is, just as a comparison, I've recorded a couple of tracks, an acoustic track first and a vocal track. And I've done it using this. Yeah, so I've done it using the RODE VideoMic. This is just to give you a comparison. So I'm going to just play what I've got so far, just to give you a reference point. You get the idea. Just one thing to note is the acoustic track, which is the top one. You'll probably notice it was recorded a little bit hot. You know, you can see it's lighting up, you know, the red LED. So that signal was recorded quite high output. And another thing that I will say is when I come round to recording the acoustic guitar on the Maono, what I've noticed is I've had to basically max out the preamp and the master on this, you know, to get even a moderate amount of level out of that. So let's see how it goes. So I'm just going to set out now. First of all, I'm going to just mute those 2 tracks. Now, what I'm going to be using acoustic wise is this, my Yamaha FG850 acoustic, which is a, you know, brilliant acoustic guitar. It's hard to get it in the picture, but there it is. There it is. If you want to know more details about that, I've done videos on the channel. Check them out. I'll drop a link in the description of this video. Right, so get my plectrum. Get another track set up, and I'm just going to set this up exactly the same as I did for the other tracks. So I'm going to go to the fun section and clean. So that's just basically, there's no processing. It's just a clean signal. And like I say, you know, the audio box has just been boosted to the max to get any sort of a signal out of the acoustic guitar, which I'm not so sure about, but let's just see how it goes. And I've got I'm sat down with the acoustic now, and I've got the mic 2 or 3 inches away from the fret where that joins the body. So, but I'm just moving it around a little bit. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to get it a little bit closer. Right, so that's a decent level now. So let's just go back. Whoop, not there. Go back to the mixing view. So that's ready to go now. So let's just go for a take on the acoustic. That'll do, just as a reference. Okay, so let's just get that mic off for now. Right, going back to the mixer view. So that's our recording. So like I say, you know, you'll notice that the original acoustic that I did with the RODE, you know, it was recorded a lot louder than this. But this, I'll just play this for you, this new acoustic track, so you can get an idea. And that is versus the recording with the RODE. So it's louder, but I would say it sounds a lot more compressed. I would say the recording with the Maono, the full-size dynamic mic, is a lot cleaner and sounds a lot more like an acoustic. Sorry, playing both of them together. Yeah, so I think it's a better recording. I think it's a more natural sounding, a lot more natural sounding recording than the video mic. So what I'm going to do next is just get myself another track set up, and I'm going to do a new vocal. So again, I'm not going to do a vocal processor. I'm going to go in clean. And I'm going to just reposition the mic. Just bear with us. And the other advantage of using a full-size mic with I haven't got a proper boom stand, but I have got one of those table arms. Doing it this way, I'm stood up directly. Rather being hunched up, having to do vocals through this. Using a USB audio interface, it frees you from the iPad. So I've got this set up at a perfect height to sing vocals. So I'm not the best vocalist, but it just makes it easier to get a good vocal if you're stood up. You haven't got your lungs compressed. I'm stood up. I feel more ready to sing than I did with the video mic. So I'll just do a bit of a test. Actually, I'll do a bit of a test on the vocals first. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2 ticks. 2, 2. 2, 2. 1. 1, 1. Right. 2, 2. Right, that's better. That's a better. I've got actually something going through the monitor now as well. That actually still might be a little bit high. Yeah. Let's turn that down a bit. Let's go for that. Heading to the piers, breaking way. Up again. Right. Okay. Let's just go for it, shall we? Heading to the piers, breaking waves. Sail to deeper water 7 days. Heading offwards to the open sea. Pray the gods can steer us home safely. Right, now I don't know about you, but that just felt a million times better. Well, it didn't see us recording with the video mic, but it just felt so nicer and so much more comfortable singing like that now. I've probably gone a bit too hot on that. Let's just see how it sounds. Heading to the piers, breaking waves. Sail to deeper water 7 days. Heading offwards to the open sea. gods can steer us home safely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one more take with the vocals, and I'm just going to back them off, back the preamp off a little bit, just to make them a little bit more in line with the original vocal volume. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that, and I'm going to do it again, and then we're going to compare the two. Okay. Heading through the gears, breaking waves, trod through deep blue water 7 days, sailing northwards to the open sea. Pray the gods can steer us home safely. So if we just have a look at the volume that's been, oh, it's very low. So either, either this is very twitchy, it was too high and then I've just knocked it back a little bit and now it's too low. So I'm going to get it in the middle. You see, but now it's far too low. 1, 2. So I've just backed it off a little bit. I don't know if that's the mic or that's this, but it's not on max. I've just backed it off a little bit now. So hopefully that'll be the correct volume. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 2, 2. You see, it's just lighting up red. I don't know if you can see, but it's just lighting up red a little bit. So I'm just going to back it off, backing it off, back, right. So that's it. It stopped flashing red, that. So it's not clipping, but it sounds like it's got a decent volume now. And this is, this is all good. This is getting the right signal into your works, your DAW or GarageBand. So let's just delete that and go for it again, because it does sound really good through the headphones. I don't know if it's come through the monitor, but I just want to get the correct level for you so we can compare. Let's go. Heading through the gears, breaking waves, sail to deep blue water 7 days, heading northwards to the open sea. Pray the gods can steer us home safely. Right, that was better. So there you go. So I'll just put that down. So now we've got a decent volume. It's a little bit lower than the original, but this is what we've got now. Just play it back for you. Heading through the gears, breaking waves, sail to deep blue water 7 days, heading northwards to the open sea. Pray the gods can steer us home safely. Right, and then we're just going to compare that to the original recording. Now just bear in mind that both the vocals and the acoustic have been recorded hotter than the second recording that I did with the Maono. So here is the original. stop that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to back the volumes down on these, just so that they're level. And then I'm just going to play that part again, because I think, for me, the video mic on the acoustic and the vocals, it just sounds really compressed. Whereas on the Maono, the dynamic mic, it just sounds more open and natural. But see what you think. Heading through the beers, breaking waves, sail to deeper waters, 7 days. And then back to the first one. Through the beers, breaking waves. Heading through the beers, breaking waves. Sail to deeper waters, 7 days. I think more than anything, recording, with a proper dynamic mic, it actually sounds like my vocals. Recording through the video mic, although it's more convenient, I can take that, to my friends' allotment if I wanted to, on the top of a mountain top, wherever, as long as I had a charge, and record music. But to me, it doesn't sound like the source, if you know what I mean. It doesn't sound natural. It doesn't capture all of the little nuances for me, and that's on the acoustic and the vocals. I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll just compare the acoustics. Right, so this is the original acoustic. Actually, what I'm going to do is, because they're not, it doesn't matter. I'll just leave it where it is. I was going to move the WAV files about a bit, but no. So that's that, and here is the other acoustic. I think that's so much better. It's a little bit lower in volume, but and to be honest with you, this is an issue that I've always had with dynamic mics. I used to use a Shure SM58, and I always had to have the mic ramped right up against the acoustic. I think that the only way that you're gonna have the mic away from the acoustic is if you use a condenser microphone. But I just think in my situation, it's very rare that I'm gonna have the house, really, really quiet. I think I really need to use a dynamic microphone, because it's not going to pick up all of that extraneous, background noise and, little thuds and little bits and pieces that you don't want to pick up. So for me, I think a dynamic mic works best. It's just that for acoustic, yeah, you have to put a bit more work into the mic placement, I think, than I used to have to do with this. But I think the Maono sounds a million times better, if you ask me. What do you think? I think there's more treble content there as well. So let's just go back and just compare the vocals now. So this is the original vocal. Heading through the piers, breaking waves. And here is the other vocal. Heading through the piers, breaking waves. So I think it's a lot smoother sounding. There seems to be more bass. It does sound fuller. It definitely sounds fuller, but it sounds more natural too. I think I could have done with a a tad more gain on the mic there, and that would have just brought out those highs a little bit. It would have definitely brought out the highs a little bit more. I think the issue here is I still recorded it a little bit though. So this, I think using a USB interface, I don't know if it is an issue with the interface or the mic, or even if it is an issue, but yeah, have to pay major attention to that gain control. Yeah, and this is a notched gain control, and it just could have done with just a couple of more notches higher, and then it would have been perfect. But you know, you live and learn. I think, you know, you've got to just put that little bit of more effort in, but the end result, there you go. In fact, you know what it is? I'm curious. I'm going to just do one more track. Clean. Mute that. Get that up. And I'm going to go 1, 2 more notches on that. That's all. 2 more. I'm going to go back. Let's do it. Heading through the piers, breaking waves, sail through deep blue water 7 days. That'll do. Oh, see what I mean? Just a little bit too loud now. Heading through the piers, breaking waves. But there you go. That's the thing. That's I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. So this gain control is very twitchy. You know, I've upped it a bit and it's too high, so I need to be in the middle now. Yeah. So, but you get the idea. I never really had this problem with the video mic, but then again, the video mic, now that I've heard it back compared to the dynamic mic, you know, less problems, but it's never sounded that good. This sounds great, but you just need to watch your gain levels, I think, if you're using a USB audio interface, and you know, that's probably no fault of the mic really. I really enjoyed singing through it. You know, it felt easier to sing through the dynamic mic now that I'm stood up, and it just, I suppose it made the phase of actually recording a lot easier and a lot more fun. You know, so you've got, you know, with this is all about convenience and quickness. Yeah. So you don't need all of this paraphernalia that I've got set up with this. Yeah, you can just plug in and go. Now, with this, I'm going to be careful. Just get it in the shot, hopefully. With this, there's a lot more faffing about. Yeah, there definitely is a lot more faffing about, right? At the start, yeah, there's a lot more setup. It's a lot more expensive because obviously now you need to have the USB interface, you need to have the mic. So the Maono, I think it costs around £60. So this is an affordable dynamic mic. And it actually comes with its own shock mount as well, built in, which is great. You also need to think about getting a stand. So I've got the arm, which works really well, you know, both for vocals and acoustic. You can just bend it down and around in different ways. So yeah, it's not gonna work for recording on the go. Yeah, so if you want to go around somebody's house and do some recording on the fly, you know, if I wanted to get some rough ideas down, would I still bother with this? I don't think I would, you know, because if it was just getting rough ideas down, I might as well just use the internal mic of the iPad. But you know, if I wanted to go for the, you know, the final polished vocals and, you know, the acoustic guitar, I would definitely go with this setup. Yeah, it's not that much more of an outlay. You know, I think this costs about, I can't remember now, 50-ish. The mic costs about 60. So you're talking £110, I think. And the sound is much better. You know, the sound is a lot better. Plus, you know, if you want to expand, you can. You know, this is an affordable mic, but you know, if I wanted to get a condenser mic, that would also just go straight into there, and that would be, you know, another boost in performance. Although, like I said before, I mean, condenser mics don't really work in the environment that I record in, having kids and all that stuff. So yeah, bit of a pain to set up, but once set up, more fun to use. I think it's more productive. You know, when I was using the video mic, I was never happy with the sound I was getting, you know, with the acoustic and the vocals. You know, so that means more takes until you get it sounding how you want, if you know what I mean, but you never really get there. But, you know, using the Maono and the USB interface, the sound was sort of, it felt like it was there straight away, and, you know, I could get it in the first take if I really wanted. I had that control. Yeah, that's the thing. It feels like you've got more control over your vocals and over the sound, if that makes any sense. When you're using the video mic, it's like the mic's controlling you. That sounds a bit silly, but yeah, it's like you're at the mercy of the mic, you know. But with the Maono, it feels like you're just belting out your vocals and you're performing, and the mic's picking all that up, all those little nuances, and it's making you sound good. It's helping you, you know. Whereas I think the video mic hindered you a little bit, which is frustrating. So yeah, it's a lot less frustrating experience, I think, with the video mic. But I'm starting to waffle now, so I guess it's getting near the end of the video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I've quite enjoyed, you know, actually playing with, you know, music toys for a bit this afternoon. What I'll do is I'll just play you this one more time, maybe, with the loud vocals. Headed through fear's breaking waves, sail to deeper water 7 days. Anyway, rough as anything, but I think you get the idea. Sounds better, doesn't it? Thanks for watching. You know, I would appreciate, you know, if you like the video, you know, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Otherwise I'll just get really discouraged and I won't bother making any more videos. And I like making the videos, so that would help out a lot. Thanks. Check out the other videos. You know, I've got videos of most things that you can see here. The Laney, the Presonus and the iPad. Plus, you know, loads of guitar gear videos as well. Mostly on Stratocasters, but there you go. Anyway, I'm waffling again. I'll catch you on the next one. See you in a bit. Drop.